Good morning, everybody. It's your girl Miracle Sims, and you're listening to God, Sex, and Love. Your daily dose of inspiration and juice. It is July the 15th, 2021, and today the topic is Doctrines of Devils. Friends, well, guess what? I did my full routine, y'all. Hey. Am I back at it? I mean, hey, I did it today, so thank and praise God for that. Yeah. It was nice to go ahead and knock it out, do my warm up and my stretches and everything like that. Feel a little bit loosened up and whatnot. I don't know, in this moment I feel like my shoulders ain't as loose, but I think it's probably because I got my water right here. I know I got my water in a wine glass. Don't get concerned for those that may be seeing me live or whatever the case is, or if you're watching the video version of this, then yeah, this is a wine glass. I just have water in it this morning because NJ took my water bottle and was doing all kind of foolishness with it yesterday, so I just was like, yeah. But anywho, yesterday, nothing to report per se. I mean, I know at some point my phone wouldn't charge. Now this is a new phone, right? And I'm over here like, come on now. I guess it was the charger or something like that. So now I'm ordering me some more chargers. Um, my husband was like, you need a C to C charger and all this. I'm like, oh goodness. So that's the interesting thing too, because I need to film today, and yeah, if he takes his charger, we're gonna see. But I was like, let me go and do everything that I usually do, and I'll just try not to use it as much, even though obviously I use the phone all the time, like all day, for a lot of different stuff. But anyway, so that happened at some point yesterday. Other than that, just kind of worked on little tasks here and there. Um, the home hustles and all that, as always. And of course, sprinkling in motherhood and all that in the midst of that and whatnot. Trying to think. I mean, I tuned into some things yesterday, but I don't know if it necessarily. But we'll see. We'll see how it weaves into today's Bible study or whatever the case is. But yeah, I don't think I have anything to report per se for yesterday. I mean, nothing that I did in particular or whatever the case is. However, we can thank hubby for waking me up this morning. Even though I did set an alarm on my laptop to go off, but he's the one that, like, I guess he heard it was charging on his thing, and he was in the living room or whatnot, so he woke me up at 4, like, it's 4. I'm like, okay. And he's like, get up, get up. I guess he's trying to act like NJ, but he's like, he's laying on me, right? And I was like, get up, mommy, get up. It's 4. I'm like, first of all, how can I get up with you on me? I can't get up. But anyway, so yeah, he woke me up at one night, and so yeah, but I brought out a bushy tail and everything like that. So I did the prayer meditation, and I don't even remember it right now. I mean, I don't know. My mind got engulfed with this whole idea of doctrines of devils or whatnot, or doctrines of devils or whatever case it is. But so unfortunately, I can't remember the transition between the prayer meditation and me deciding to go with this topic today. But basically, something made me think about doctrines with devils or doctrines of devils, and I started to look it up in regards to verses, and this is what I came across this morning. So, I ended up reading the entire First Timothy and 4, but I'm going to share with you guys verses 1 through 4, and that says, "Now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils, speaking lies in hypocrisy, having their conscience seared with a hot iron, forbidding to marry, and commanding to abstain from which God hath created to be received, thanksgiving of them which believe and know the truth. Um, the interesting thing is, after reading that this morning, it kind of reminded me of the conversation I was having last week, because the subject came up about the whole thing about like, oh well, Leviticus and why certain things are allowed and then certain things aren't allowed. You guys are picking and choosing and all that. That whole uh, topic there. And I mean, well, if I'm not mistaken, this just confirms the thing about the meat, and shrimp and all that. I mean, if you want to go ahead and be specific about what meats we talk about. So I mean, I'm sure everybody's familiar with that because everybody likes to bring it up or whatever the case is. And it's like I knew that there were verses that, confirmed that it is what comes out of man that defiles the man and not what goes in it, in the man. So that already confirmed for me that shrimp must be okay now. However, this is like specifically saying about me, and I just found that to be interesting, because I'm just saying you probably gonna find no verse to confirm the other stuff that people are trying to argue for. So that's just, I don't know, that just came to my mind as I was reading this verse. That's not necessarily the topic, I guess, but I just found that to be very interesting, that was in there. But I guess, and a lot of these verses are going to be along the same lines. And so for me, I think my main question is, how are we so confused about the things that are being said today, taught today, and all that stuff? Like, how are we confused that these are doctrines of devils? Why? How is that confusing? I mean, the Bible says, like I said here expressively about it. There's several verses that talk about it as well. And I mean, to be honest now, I mean, okay, so this Bible study situation, y'all know this year that I've been doing this, or whatever the case is, or years to change now. I want to the two things that I guess I've learned through this process, that are quite controversial, I know, but is these ideas of like that everybody is not God's children. That's quite controversial, but it is biblical, and that's something I learned throughout this process. Or maybe I paid attention to it more throughout this process, that I was like, oh, because again, you do hear that we're all God's children, and I do believe that He wants all of us. Now, I do believe that. But are we all God's children? No. And I don't know how people feel about that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how people feel to hear that. I know that sounds divisive and everything like that. But again, the Bible is divisive, in that way. Good and evil, you know what I mean? There's a clear separation, you know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, and then that means also, and the other thing that I guess through this process that was a revelation to me, and I guess goes alongside of this conversation about doctrines of devils, is that basically anything not biblical is antichrist. Now, I mean, now y'all can correct me if I'm Bible scholars, and it's like, I've studied this and I've been to, blah, blah, blah. I got all my degrees and whatnot. However, from my understanding, those two things, though it be very controversial to say that, that seems to be biblical truth in regards to these topics. And like I said, I don't think I paid attention to it or looked at it in this way, this journey that I've been on. And I guess I bring these things up because I guess it goes alongside with this whole Doctrines of Devil. That's why I'm saying, like, I don't understand why we could be confused about what is truth, what is Doctrines of Devils. Because I feel like the word is very clear about what is Doctrines of Devils. But hey, that's just me and my little opinion. Let me tell you some more about what the Bible say, So 2 Timothy 4:4, it says, turn away from listening to the truth, wander off into myths. How many people do you see doing that every day? I feel like I see it all around us. That's what ongoing debate is every day. People debating about this and that. What's true and what's not. And then more so, a lot of people lean towards the myth, right? They, okay, this is making me think a little bit about, so I tuned in a little bit to, Allie went live last night. And it seems as if, obviously she's been able to make an impact. I will give her that. You know what I mean? And I've told her that, the times that I talked to her, whatever. I'm like, hey, at the end of the day, you definitely have woken a lot of people up, or have kind of nudged people to see some of the horrific realities of what's going on, by sharing your testimony. Now, me, I'm somebody that has heard her testimony, and I'm sharing her testimony. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to do what I can to, share and make awareness of these things that she has witnessed. I know it kind of seems as if, like, when you're listening to her, I can see the frustration. I can see and hear the frustration of, like, why isn't, why aren't we doing more, I guess, or coming together, or whatnot. Because I guess groups here and there are doing, things, but it's not like a major movement in regards to the way that thing, for example, last year and all the riots and all the stuff that was going on. Now, it's just me making an observation, and I don't know exactly what this has to do with Doctrines of Devils, but let me go ahead and get it out, and we'll see. Basically, what I made a comment on her live. She probably didn't see it. Maybe I'll make it again or something like that somewhere else if I have a chance to talk to her again or something like that. I think what it boils down to, and maybe this goes alongside with Doctrines of Devils in some way as well, that sometimes some people have to see whatever it is in order to believe, or in order to do something about it. So when she's comparing the things that happened last year, for example, to her trying to let us know about all the things that are going on behind the scenes and things that she's witnessed and whatnot. Like, again, for me, I don't have to see, I hate to say it, but I don't have to see the baby being raped. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to see the children being trafficked or eaten, or all this horrific stuff that she's described to us, right? Like, I don't personally need to see that to I guess at least do something in regards to making awareness. I guess maybe even, the whole thing about being that person to try to kick off this whole acknowledgement when it comes to the children in cages and whatnot, and stuff like that. Like, hey, you say you witnessed these things. It already sounds horrible enough to me. And for me, knowing what has happened above ground and, before our eyes in regards to, because even though, for example, the rape of babies is like far-fetched. You would think that that would be, not even a thing. You wouldn't even think that would be a thing. However, I shared with you guys on some juices a long time ago. I want to say, I don't know, it had to been last year. And it was a report that came out about a father that raped his own baby. And that was in the news. That was in the news. You know what I'm saying? So who's to say? And I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? Like, I haven't seen what Allie has seen, you know what I mean? But it was just on the news that did this to his own daughter. And she was what, months old now, baby, you know what I'm saying? So who's to say that there's not this group of people trafficking babies and all this stuff? We've already heard about Epstein and these birthing centers and all these different things. You're hearing about all this different stuff. So is it far-fetched? Is it that far-fetched? I don't think it is. Me personally, I don't think it is that far-fetched, because we already heard news reports about such. So, I mean, so me personally, I don't have to see that. However, I mean, I guess there's people out here that have to, I guess they have to see the evil or whatever in order to believe it. So I guess if we're going to go back to Doctrines of Devils, I mean, perhaps this is why people wander off into myths or whatever the case is, because then at the end of the day, it's like, well, either maybe they feel like, okay, well, I don't believe the Bible, or they're listening to all these different ideas, even like, for example, that person that contacted me the other day, throwing out his opinions about the Bible and whatnot, in order to sway me. You know what I'm saying? So there's people out there that do that on a large scale, like every day. And so those that may not be rooted and grounded, right, in the word, they're not reading it for themselves. They're not, building their own relationship with God. They're not, walking the walk and everything like that. Then yeah, they're straying, right? They're not listening to truth. They are, following myths and doctrines of devils and everything like that. So, and I guess they have to see to believe, right? But the thing is, when they see, it will be too late. From what and that's just, according to the Bible. Is what I said all of that to say. Well, let's keep going, because again, y'all might think that I'm just out here saying stuff to y'all. So let me see. 2 Peter 3:16. It says, as he does in all his letters, when he speaks in them of these matters, there are some things in them that are hard to understand, which the ignorant and unstable twist to their own destruction, as they do the other scriptures. Well, I mean, this is plain to me. I fully understand that. I mean, I don't know if you all understand that today, but seems very clear to me that, again, it says here that, they're twisting up all scripture. So, of course, they're going to twist up some of this as well, again, because some things are hard to understand. Like I told gentlemen, it's a hard concept to understand that all things are possible, right? Because then now you're asking the question, well, can people run 500 miles per hour and blah, blah, blah. Now you're asking that question. But at the end of the day, again, the verse is clear, like I was telling him, that, hey, it says to those that believe, or something along those lines. And so if you don't believe, right, and then you're asking that question, then no, it's not going to be feasible to you. You know what I'm saying? And you're not going to understand it, which is why it's just so crazy how things just keep coming together. Because at the end of the day, like I said the other day to the gentleman, it's like, hey, you don't even know, like, obviously you don't even understand the basics of that God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever believes in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. You don't understand that. definitely not going to understand that all things are possible with God. Because you don't even understand what he did for you. You don't even acknowledge him. He said himself that he, I asked, I was like, hey, do you believe in the God of the Bible? And he straight up was like, absolutely not. No. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay. You know what I mean? So how you gonna understand anything biblical? You don't even believe. But you want to argue, like, and that's the thing, like people will argue all day long. What they do believe, right? Especially if it's against what you believe, which that's the thing as well. It's like, I mean, goodness gracious, you guys, at least with reading the Bible and be like, because I'm careful, man. I'd be like, look, this is what I'm sharing from the Bible, and this may be my personal opinion and whatnot, because again, as somebody that has read the Bible and is reading the Bible, it just says a lot of things in regards to, leading people astray, and so it's just, even if I felt away, right, I probably just need to keep that's all I would say to people. Like, sir, if you don't believe, hey, why you gotta come over here and try to sway my belief? Now you getting on another level. You know what I mean? Coming against God. Like, that's all I'm saying. Like, that's kind of risky business in my humble opinion. But let me keep going. Let me see. How about where is it here? Is this the one I just read? Yep, I read that one. So let's go to Jude 1 and 4. It says, for certain people have crept in unnoticed, who long ago were designated for this condemnation, ungodly people who pervert the grace of our God into sensuality and deny our only Master and Lord, Jesus Christ. Again, we are not all God's children. I mean, again, we were talking about this yesterday. So it's interesting that, again, everything is like weaving together here in my little humble opinion. Apparently there are certain people that are designated for that condemnation, and that's in the word. So again, but like I was talking about yesterday, you got that choice as a human, right? Whether you're gonna be one of those people in that. So, and like I was on the gentleman the other day, I think it just would behoove us to, think about it and not be one of those people. Be on Team God, because I mean, it just, I don't know, man. But yeah, there's gonna be those people that pervert the grace of God. Apparently, it's right here in the word. That's it. And then there says there are certain people that are designated for that condemnation. Ungodly people. Confused again that there are doctrines of devils that are out there, and I get it, because it's like, as someone, I don't know, I'm an African American person, you know what I'm saying, and I believe that, because of everything that happened with the slave trade and everything like that, yeah, I do believe that we as Black Americans, there's just a part of ourselves that we don't know, right? Because of the slave trade. It's like, and again, like I told you guys before, at least when it comes to me, yeah, I do have like some interest to find out, like, for example, what tribe my family is from, or my bloodline is from, or whatever the case is, or this whole DNA research. Part of me is interested in finding that information out. But even so, even if I submit my DNA, like, I still got to trust that the people are sending me correct information. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I guess I bring that up because, so there's a lot that, at least when it comes to quote unquote my people, You know, especially in our community, there's a lot of like falling away from the faith, and you know, because people are perspective that it's, oh, that was, you know, it's just because it was used in a negative way during slavery and all those different things. And I'm not saying that that stuff not valid, because it is valid. um I just would say again, we got to be careful with what we're taking in, and what we're holding on to and everything like that, because at the end of the day, God's word is for everybody, every race, every person. And that's what unifies us. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, if you're gonna believe the Bible, then that means that we're all family. You know what I'm saying? Because we all came from Adam and Eve. So, so it don't matter, right? When it comes to what we look like, um, or any of that, really. Um, and that's interesting because I don't think I ever really thought about it in that way before. Because again, I was thinking about no, yeah, we don't know where we came from, but at the end of the day, it's like, I mean, well, we all came from Adam and Eve, so at least according to the Bible. So does it matter? I don't know. I guess that's what I would ask myself today, because these are the things that divide us, just as humans. Not even talking about like what different people believe and everything like that. Like, just as humans, we're already divided because of the way we look, um, and we're doing that to ourselves at this point. Like, yeah, we do it to each other too. But what I'm saying is like, we as humans, I'm not talking about one group or another. We as humans separate ourselves. And so, um, and that's just one of them, you know, and I guess one of the bigger issues because of the tensions between all the races and whatnot. So that's again a doctrine of devils. Um, and that's in my humble opinion, but I mean, obviously you can tell, right? And if you can't tell, here, let me share this with you, just in case you can't tell what a doctrine from the devil could be. Check it. Uh, okay, let me share this verse first. So there's this verse I came across. It was Acts 20 and 29. It says, I know that after my departure, fierce wolves will come in among you, not sparing the flocks. So again, God already knew this was going to happen. He told us already that this was going to happen. He said, hey, when wolves are going to come in and they're not going to spare you. And obviously, you know, we see results of that even today. The verse that I was getting ready to share with you all is John 10 and 10. Like I was just getting ready to say, like, if we're confused about what could be a doctrine from devils, like on what can be, you know, the truth or whatever the case is, then John 10 and 10 says, the thief comes only to steal, kill, and destroy. I came that they may have life and have it abundantly. So if a teaching, right, is coming to steal, kill, and destroy in any way, then it's probably not truth, and it's probably a doctrine from a devil based on this. You know what I'm saying? Now, again, we all can believe or not believe. We have that free will. God gave us that free will. I don't know why. You know, you know. I mean, well, I do know why, but at the same time, it's like we misuse that free will all the time. Um, so we don't deserve, right, all the grace and mercy and things that He gives us and everything like that. In my humble opinion. Um, However, the words say you'll know them by their fruit, right? And so that's how you know, friend. You know, hey, what I'm receiving, is this wisdom? Is this truth? Or is this causing death? Is something being destroyed by this? Is still kill and destroy? And I wouldn't even say, because a lot of times I was getting ready to say, is it causing division? But nah, I don't know if that's a good example, because again, I feel like the Bible calls plenty of division, especially between good and evil. So I don't know if that's necessarily a sign, but that's just me just making an observation in this moment. But hey, if we're confused about whatever, we can go to God. We can ask Him, hey, Lord, is this thing that I'm taking in, is this a doctrine of the devil, or is this, something I need to hold on to as true? Just saying, y'all can let that marinate on your heart, souls, and minds today. There's several verses in the Go Deeper section as well that you guys can peruse and think about, I guess, the rest of the day in regards to this. But yeah, that's the juice. The Bible verse of today is John 15:7. It says, if ye abide in me and my words abide in you, ye shall ask what ye will, and it shall be done unto you. Friends, I hope you all enjoyed this juice this morning. Thank you so much for listening, guys. Sex and love. You're that little of inspiration, the juice. I pray you guys can go forth and have a wonderful day, and I look forward to talking to you all tomorrow. The Lord's will. Wait a minute. Tomorrow is Friday. That means that a new episode of God, Sex, and Love, the talk show, will be airing tomorrow. I'm going to be talking to Dr. Stevenson, Dr. Graham Stevenson. He's another sexpert from the UK. And you guys will see that chat tomorrow, if the Lord's will. It will go live at 7 p.m. on our YouTube and on our Facebook. So be on the lookout for that, friends. But yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye-bye. And as for Facebook and YouTube people, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you guys enjoyed the juice this morning. I know, like I said, I know those, well, a few things probably could have been real heavy in there. Yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah, we have to make sure, what we're taking in. Like I said, even me, right? Make sure that I'm not spewing out Doctrines of Devils. Y'all go and read this stuff for yourself. Read it for yourself. And definitely, I guess, pray about everything you hear and see and stuff like that. And then, I mean, I guess go from there, right? Yeah. I was kind of thinking about the whole situation, what I was telling you all about Allie and the movie going on and everything like that. That's the only thing that I can think of, right? Because again, I do believe that she's made an impact, and she's definitely has resonated with people from around the world and made people aware of different things. And again, the things she's witnessed and whatnot. I just think some of this major stuff that's being shared, people just gotta see it. I think that's what it is. Because again, a lot of the people like Lynn Wood and everything like that, they've been talking about this whole, pedophile ring, and talking about like what the elites are doing, and from just all the corruption and all these different things, right? And some believe it, some don't. Some just think it's conspiracy or whatever the case is. But then again, I don't know now. Wait a minute, because now that I sit here and think about that, on one hand, I was thinking like people just need to see it, but then I'm like, well, I don't know, because there was a lot of stuff that happened last year. A lot of like stuff that people definitely saw, and it's like they didn't see. So I don't know. Some people might just be blind to it, So I guess we just need to pray, right? We just need to pray, and we just need to for those that, again, they've witnessed it with their eyes and all that stuff, then hey, keep sharing the truth and everything like that, and waking those of us that have not seen up, or may not be familiar. All I would say is, those that think it's conspiracy, I don't know, I would just think about it, because my thing is, yeah, it does sound like a lot, but I would say, hey, think about all these news reports, right? I'm hearing almost every day about, either somebody that got caught child porn, or somebody that is people that are being found here and there in regards to trafficking. And again, like I said, that as horrific as that story about that father and his baby, or what that father did to his baby, that was on the news. So do we really think that there's not a whole group of people doing stuff like that? Or do we think that it was just that one man? Because I know I've heard that type of report more than one time. So we know that it's not just that one man that did that horrific thing, or is doing those type of horrific things. So do we need to see? And then porn. You know what I mean? Now, I haven't seen no child porn, but I mean, obviously it's out there because people are getting arrested for it. So who made the child porn? How did this come into existence? So what's the conspiracy? I mean, how is it a conspiracy that people are being arrested for it? I mean, it can't be. Can you get arrested for a conspiracy? Can you get arrested for something that didn't happen, or is not happening? I mean, I don't know. Maybe you can. Maybe you can, because I mean, from what I understand, there's a lot of things that are corrupt about everything. So I don't know, y'all. I mean, hey, yeah, I don't know when it comes to all of that. Is, hey, I can share the testimony of those that witnessed the things. You know what I'm saying? I can, talk to them. I can try to share with you guys what I'm hearing about this stuff. I'll be honest and say that no, I have not witnessed that type of evil personally. They say that there's a lot of stuff on dark web and whatnot, but then apparently you don't want to go to the dark web to access it, because then all this other stuff I don't know, y'all. I don't know about all that. But I don't know, there's something to think about. And yeah, I guess I'm on my part to share, at least. So anyway, it's a lot. That is a lot. But in regards to the juice, you know what I'm saying? I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I hope that you were encouraged and inspired to at least look into this stuff. Whether it be looking into, like, hey, how can I know what is a doctrine from the devil and what's not? Getting closer to God, getting into your word, everything like that. So we'll know and be prepared for these times that we're living in. So, but all right, y'all. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Look forward to talking to y'all tomorrow, if the Lord's will. Bye.